It's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm excited to do it. I've been wanting to do, actually I just got this one. So I've been wanting to do this. And I think on the opposite side, I think I'm going to make this a garden flag. I have a really heavy duty 4x4 post in the ground that my husband and I made, so I can hang these longer things on it and it doesn't bend. I think I'm going to hang this for the spring, the dragonflies, and then the, oh, you're catching the live. I thought you meant you were live. I was going to say, I didn't know you did lives. I would be glad to catch you. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Jamie. But anyhow, this is the stencil we're doing today. It is on sale today and tomorrow for 20% off. And if you use my code sign SHACK, which is SIGNSHACK, and you can screenshot this, save it if you'd like. You can use this anytime to save 15% off. So really this stencil will be 35% off when you go to order it. 20, 35, yep. So I just had to swipe my comments away there. So I hope everybody had a beautiful weekend. We spent it really from Friday till Sunday evening. We had grandkids, so yeah, I'm excited too. I was going through colors today and finally narrowed down my colors. I haven't done this, so I'm hoping it works nicely. In my head, it seemed like it would work nicely, but it's a lot of colors, and I do get what I like to call, and my friend Allie used to call, color fatigue, and it's a real thing. I got that little wet from the stencil. I was trying to decide what color to use on the wings, and so I had to wash my wings off. So let's just dry that. So I have a board with the stained glass. The best is to do a black background. That's what gives you that nice stained glass look. So I have used the black I have used. You're working on that stencil right now, Kathy? That's awesome. It's a beautiful stencil. Judy, hi Vicky. Hi Trish, hi Donna. Oops, I swiped you guys away. Didn't mean to do that. So hopefully we won't have problems with our live today either. So I painted this in Fusion Mineral Coal Black. So just the plain black. You could use any black. I like to do a lot of my backgrounds. I buy the big tubs of black and white from Fusion Mineral, definitely, because I use those when I'm doing the backgrounds. On the other side of this, I am going to be doing the clover. So the 4-leaf clover. The stained glass one. So I'm hoping to get that done this week, but who knows. So I'm going to angle this down. I think I'll turn it this way so you guys will be able to see the whole thing. Now I am going to give it a little light sanding, I think, with a piece of packing paper. I don't know where my packing paper, I had a really good, nice used one here. I'll have to get a new piece. So packing paper, or that you get in Amazon, anything like that, it makes the best, finest, nice little sandpaper. And I had a really good, I keep mine till they're pretty much in, oh, there's a good one. So they've pretty much been like well used. They get holes in them and stuff like that from using them, but you can use them for a long time. Anyhow, this is the finest sandpaper you can use, and it's just real nice sometimes after you get your paint on there. You can just rub this over it, make sure it's nice and smooth. You do want a smooth surface to stencil on. That does help. I have stenciled on rough stuff, but it's much easier to stencil on smooth stuff. You get a much crisper line. And you definitely want a crisp line with this. So I just gave that a quick little sand. You can see, I don't know if you can see on my hands, the black. So it took just like a little layer off, but it's still really, it didn't like distress it. I didn't want it distressed. I just wanted it nice and smooth, not so shiny. Even though that was a matte paint, it was a little shiny. Now I've seen online where quite a few of you, and it doesn't matter because there's no words on this, have done this backwards, which it doesn't matter. But I'm going to do mine frontwards. And the way you know what's front and back, besides looking at the, ooh, I'm sorry. Best wishes, Barbara, for a speedy recovery. Hello, Francesca. Hello, Rita. But anyhow, the best way to know you've got your stencil the correct way is all your stencils will be stamped. There we go. With the number of the stencil and the size, and if there's 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's an 18-inch board. I'm sorry. Thank you, Bonnie. This is a 1x12 that is cut 18 inches long. So if you get the medium, the mediums fit perfect on a 1x12. And then unless you're adding words, like this one, which I know Judy Rogers has sold a bunch of these. Mine's dusty right now. But as you can see, this is the Cardinal stained glass one. And you can always add the 11.25 inch, where'd I go? There I am, gotta get in the camera. The 11.25 inch stencils fit really good with these medium stained glass. And if you want to add wording, it looks really, really nice. You haven't done a stained one glass yet, Brenda? Oh my goodness, what are you waiting for? They are so fun. And they're so easy because once you get that color on, you just shade it a little bit and it gives it that stained glass look. So let me get just a little bit of tape here and I'm going to tape it down. I've seen a lot of people lately too, probably that are newer, that have been asking about adhesive and stuff like that. I don't use adhesive. My drawer won't shut. Got too much stuff in it. And, well, that didn't help. What in the world is going on? Oh. Duh. Sometimes you gotta be smarter on what you're working with. That's what Jeff tells me all the time. So I'm gonna angle this down. That would be helpful. And make sure I get it in the camera right there. And I'm gonna tape this down. So don't use adhesive. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to, but I've heard people say it's a pain to get off. All you need is a couple pieces. Like I'll just use 2 here, one at the top and one at the bottom. But if you're real worried about it shifting, you can tape on the sides too. I remember when I first started stenciling, I would tape the entire stencil down. I'd be so worried that it would shift. But I have, thank you, Bonnie, for letting them know that. Yeah, we'll have a little show and tell on a giveaway at the end of this live. And the first thing I'm gonna do, if you're stenciling on black or a very dark color, is you have to base coat it for your colors to pop. So, and I will list all these colors that I am using after the live. And it will be in a separate post. It won't be within this post because since they've changed Facebook a lot, they've made it where after your live post, if you can't go in and change anything, it turns it into a reel. It's really a pain in the butt and weird. But so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bigger brush here and I'm going to do 1 coat of Deco Arts Slate Gray. That is my favorite base coat. My favorite base coat. Hi Denise, how are you? And I'm going to pick up some paint on my brush. If you're new to stenciling and you're getting bleeds, you just use a little bit of paint. So this is my wonderful Stencil Smith brush. That is always the best tool to have in your arsenal. So you can see where I've got it. It's a little goopy maybe, but not horribly, you see. But we're gonna offload it. So we're gonna offload it on to this shop towel. You can use a paper towel, coffee filters, you can use this brown packing paper, anything that's absorbent. Paper plates don't work well because they're slick. And the first thing you're going to want to do when you're doing any of these stained glass stencils is you're going to want to put an entire base coat of gray or white. I do recommend gray. As gray doesn't show up as much, the white tends to almost give it an outline sometimes. So every time you pick up paint, you are going to offload. That's the most important thing. And you'll know the minute you sit your brush down. Once you start doing it a little bit, you'll be like, uh-oh, I didn't offload. You'll know right away. And there's nothing that you can't wipe up with a wet wipe or you can't fix with a liner brush. The only thing that is bad when you're stenciling on is fabric. Fabric is not forgiving. Oftentimes you have to add a little design on it, like a little flower, or oh, now I'm going to do polka dots because I've splattered paint or something. Because paint does not, even though you have to use fabric paint, you don't have to. They have fabric mediums, but I like to use Deco Art's So Soft fabric paint and I'm lightly swirling this. I'm not like pushing down real hard. If you push down real hard, you're going to push your bristles up underneath your plastic, your Mylar. So you don't want to do that either. It's just a light swirl. And we're going to do this whole thing in gray, and this will make your colors pop. If you don't do this, you'll be sitting here forever painting colors, unless they're light colors. If they're dark colors, they just don't show up. Like this light color, it would show up if you were using a light color. But just for the sake of time, we're doing a whole coat of gray because I don't want to pick and choose. Like I am using a yellow here, and I think that would show up pretty good on the black. But then again, I don't know. It should. The lighter colors do, just like this gray is showing up. But I don't want to have to slow down by, oh, this is going to be blue, that's going to be yellow, that's going to be a coral color, stuff like that. So we're just simply going around and giving a good coat of that gray. And I could have done this ahead of time, but I do like to show you, especially the newbies. I know a lot of you are older and you've done this a lot, but yes, I always try to we try to collaborate. I don't think that's even a word. It sounds like we're collaborating each other. We try to collaborate and figure out what lives are going to be good coming up. Stained glasses are always good. And there are so many. They have the bunny one. Oh my goodness, did you see that bunny one? I think it was Judy Rogers did. A bunch of people did it, but the colors just spoke to me in that one. Sherry just did the 4-leaf clover, the Irish one. I probably could have even used a bigger brush. This is a 1/2 inch. I probably could have used my 5/8 on this, and we would have covered a lot more ground because we're not worried about the colors going into other sections. So when you do this, you could probably use a bigger brush, and this would go a little bit faster. And I am trying to do it, a little speedy for time's sake. Hi, Donna, how are you? Yes, if you're new, you get a nice freebie with every order. I pulled my most recent freebie. I don't know where it went though. There it is. So this is the freebie I got, I think, with my last order. Hi, Cindy. So look how cute this is. And there's all kinds of different freebies. Isn't that adorable? The pretty tulip. They always send a little freebie. They wrap everything so nicely. The Stencil Smith is a wonderful company. They're a true mom and pop shop. Husband and wife team. They're true small business America. Everything is made in the USA, from their mylar to their brushes, just everything is made here, and everything is cut to order. So like this stencil, I think the medium is the smallest you can get it in, which is the size I like to do my stained glass ones in. This one right here, you might have to, that's not attached to anything. So sometimes you got to be careful when they're not attached with a bridge to something. But they've been in business for 20 years. And I think I was saying that this will come in multiple sizes. So for instance, this is the medium, and that's what I usually always do my stained glass ones in. I did, for those of you that are newer, this is a large one, and I did this on a piece of plywood, and I framed it because I messed up. So this is the Santa stained glass, which one of these days I'm going to ship to my son. I didn't for Christmas. I was going to, and I never got it. I got his gifts out, but I didn't have a box big enough for that, and it's got the little bunny on the back we did last year. But that's going to my son. So that's a large. So that's the difference, like in the size, you know, that's the black, and then this is, it's much bigger. But there's different sizes, multiple sizes. Everything's cut to order. Let's see, I think I got everything, and I'm just gonna put that over here. We're done with the gray, I do believe. And I'm gonna put that away. And I am going to start, what am I gonna start with? I think I'm gonna start with my border. I'm gonna start with my blues. So these big long ones I'm gonna be doing in Whispering Turquoise. So this is, that's going to be the base coat. So Deco Arts Whispering Turquoise. Nope, just base coating. Just one coat of slate gray. And I do that on all my dark black, dark browns, really dark red, a dark blue. Any of my dark colors, I do a pop of gray, and it helps your colors pop when you go to do them. So we're going to be using a lot of brushes today. I think I'm going to use a 1/2 inch for this one. So this is Whispering, I think it's Whispering, yep, Whispering Turquoise. And like I said, I will list all, in a separate post, I will list all the colors after the live. And again, I'm going to offload it. And these long rectangles, I'm going to do in this Whispering Turquoise. There's going to be a lot of colors going on here. After I decided what colors I was going to use, I kind of had to write a chart, which I've got in front of me, because I cannot go back and look at a picture, and I've labeled kind of like a paint by number, a paint by number guy. So we're going to do these long, and we'll get everything in one coat, and then we'll be able to go back and do the second coat. And the advantage to this is, as we're doing these blue ones, by the time we get back to them, they are going to be, whoops, not that one. We're doing these long rectangle ones. Everything will be dry. Really, by the time we get back up here, it'll be close to dry. It dries really fast because you're using such little paint. And so we're just doing the long rectangles here. These brushes are awesome. If you have not tried the Stencil Smith brushes, I highly recommend them. Everybody on here will tell you that's tried them, and they will tell you how wonderful they are. They're absolutely amazing. So let me see here. I think I'm gonna do I have this on right side up? I think I do. I said I was going to. I hope I did. Yes, I do. I think this one I'm going to do in this light blue, and then we'll do a lot of accenting in dark blue. And I will say, like, this was a big brush. You might want to go with a lot of smaller brushes for this one. Let me find a, gotta get some baggies. So you can keep your brushes in a baggie as you do it. This is a 1x12 Rhonda, I'm sorry. Ugh. And yes, they are still shipping to Canada. But I keep my brushes in a baggie with a wet wipe, or you can keep a paper towel in it. Oh, that would be beautiful. Southwest stained glass stencil. That would be beautiful. I don't think I have that down enough. So we've done the light blue. I want to do these squares. I'm going to be doing those in cotton candy. So this is Deco Arts Cotton Candy. And I went back and forth with what colors I was going to use. That's the hard thing. So we're going to use a smaller brush for this. This is the 3/8. And we're going to offload again. And all the squares we're going to do in this cotton candy. I debated between this or a coral. And I ended up doing this cotton candy. Is what I ended up doing. So, oops. Yep, that's a square. I'm trying to keep them straight in my head as I go along. And then these little bitty rectangles we'll do in a yellow. I actually have my door open today. I went for a walk. It's so nice here. It got up to, I think, 50, oh, it's 54. It's hit its high today. And let me tell you, when you've been, as most of you, except all my friends like in Florida, but Florida got cold too. It was a cold, very cold winter. And I am going to do this flower, I think it's like a water lily, maybe, in cotton candy. And sometimes it does help to print these out, or you can open it like on your phone or have it up on your computer as you paint along. Now, I printed mine out, especially when I'm doing a live and I'm under pressure to like get the right colors in different places. Now, this one is going to be cotton candy, but we're going to do a lot of shading with that. Let's see, cotton candy. So I want this, and this to be cotton candy. You'll see there's going to be, you know what, I almost needed to go with an even smaller brush. Okay. I want, let's see. I've got them all marked here. I'm doing it upside down though. So I want this to be cotton candy, I think. And that's going to be coral shell. I've got some coral shell coming in here too. So I'm going to go, not this one, but here. I'm sorry, I'm kind of talking to myself and I apologize. Coral cotton candy. And I want cotton candy. And this is all going to come to life with the second coat and the shading. And this is going to be cotton candy. And then this guy's blue. I think that's part of the leaf. I think we're going to make that cotton candy. No, that's part of the leaf, I think. No, that's... Okay, bear with me, guys. See, you have the advantage, and I'm doing this upside down. I'm gonna have to turn this towards me. Okay, that's gonna make it easier for me. I am sorry, I do like to do these towards you, but this is just one of those things where it's gonna have to be, I'm getting myself confused. I've got so many different colors going down here. And you would be surprised. So these are the leaves. Leaves. That's part of the grass. Okay, coral shell. Okay. So we're gonna do a cotton candy here, I think. And this is gonna be a cotton candy. And here, and here. And here. I think I've got them all. I have, like I said, like a paint by number of what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna go to even a smaller brush except for the cattails. So this one, these little rectangles, I'm gonna do in yellow, and it's gonna be Sunny Day. So it is going to be Sunny Day. Like I said, I'm hoping all these colors go together well. I'm gonna go even smaller. So I'm gonna go to a 1/4 inch brush, and we're gonna offload here. So these guys are gonna be, and I'm kind of swiping it in there because it's such a narrow little guy. A very narrow, I think I forgot to put some cotton candy there, so let me solve that. See, you miss stuff in these. It's very easy to. And these do take a while. Probably one of the easier ones would be the cardinal. That's just a couple, it's not a huge amount of colors, but like this has your whole, like sunrise. It's got the sun, the grass, the leaves of the plant. I think somebody's out on a motorcycle, if you could believe that. We've still got snow. It's almost melted, but it hasn't yet. And I apologize if yes, what am I saying? Get that square you missed. Thank you. I can always count on you girls. Yes, the micro brushes are great for tight areas, which I'm probably going to have to use a couple here. So we've got this yellow. I want to do some Sunny Day. I'm going to do coral there. I'm going to do Sunny Day here. And Sunny Day there. And I want to do some Sunny Day there. And there. Let's see, Sunny Day, Sunny Day. I want to do these in coral. So all three of these are going to be in Sunny Day. And I recommend if you're going to do something like this, print the little thing off and you can make like a little paint by number and just put the initials of what you're going to use on it. It'll make it a lot easier. And we're going to do this in Sunny Day. I think, that is part of the, okay. Yes, I'm thinking I'm almost going to need to go to the micros here. I think that's what Sherry was telling me. This is going to be Sunny Day. Sunny Day, Sunny Day. I'm going to do I think I wanted that to be Sunny Day that I did pink. So we're just going to go over that. That's what's great. You can go right over. And let's see, I want to do Coral Shell. So let's do Sunny Day here. Coral Shell, Coral Shell. And if I am missing questions, I apologize. Sometimes it's really hard to talk and paint. This is one of those things where it's harder than usual. So we're going to put that away. I think I got them all. And we are going to go, let's do our brown. So the cattails I'm going to make in raw sienna. And let's just get some raw sienna out here. All these are Deco Arts paints. And I can use a little bit bigger brush for this one. So this is a nice brown here. It's not as dark as I was thinking it was, but we got to do 2 coats. And we're going to do a lot of shading. My mom used to get cattails. She'd go to Lake Erie is close by. Oops. And we have some marshes. Some marshes. And she would go and get cattails. And she would make, they were very big in the 70s and 80s, shadow boxes. She would make shadow boxes with them. They were beautiful. I don't even know what happened to the shadow box that we had at our house. It was just absolutely beautiful. And I wish I knew, but it had some of the cattails in it. She'd dry them. Now for part of this sun, like the background, we're going to do this coral shell. This is Deco Arts Coral Shell. So we're going to get some of that out here. And I am going to have to... Oh man, that's... You know how they separate? This is a little separated here. Let me... Sometimes they get a little separated. Your daffodils. That would be so nice. We have none of that. We still have, leave the yelling to us. Yes, if there's ever anything that you don't, that I don't answer, just message me or message April. We don't mind at all. Sometimes it takes us a little bit to get back to you, but we try to get back to you in a reasonable amount of time. So all the rest of these areas are going to be this coral shell. And I almost went with, I had a peach. It was called Peaches and Cream. I almost went with that too. And I know that these look kind of weird when you're doing them. And you're like, ugh. But once you get all the second coat on and you get the shading in, it just makes the biggest difference. It really, really does. I think, oh, we need some coral shell right there. And I think that's going to be it because oops, that's yellow there, I think. That is right there. Okay. And these are all the green. Oh, and the blue of the pond, Now, my favorite blue that I've been using a lot on these stained glass is Victoria Blue. Let's get a little bit of that going. It's Victorian Blue. I really like this. They are pretty stinky. Oh, I didn't know that. I don't remember that. That was so long ago, and my mom's the one who did it. So let's get some Victorian Blue out here. This is a real pretty blue. I love this blue. And I use this on the Santa. I use this on quite a few of my stained glass ones. But definitely the Santa. It's very pretty. I think we can go with this size. So we're, again, going to get paint on our brush, but we always just want it on the tip, and we're going to offload. So we are going to start right, that's green, this is going to be blue. And that's going to be blue. And that's going to be blue. And this is going to be a little bit of green here. So all this here is blue except for that little guy right there. The manger ones, so pretty. There's so many of these that are just absolutely beautiful. I'm trying to think of them all now. There's the cross. Oops, I want that one to be green, but we'll paint that one over green. This has got to be blue. This is why I have my little painted chart in front of me, because I would never look at this and be like, okay. So I have my cheat sheet, guys, because it is hard to tell. So this weekend, it was nice on Saturday, and my grandson and I went to the park and we went for a nice hike. And then on Sunday, my other grandson, the older one, stayed. He's almost 17, and he wanted to see this movie called Don't Die. What is it called? Don't Die. Have fun. There's 3 things they tell you. But it was very interesting. It was about AI and how AI has taken over. You know, it's very futuristic, but it was really, really, it made you think. I was like, ooh, maybe I spend too much time on my phone, you know, stuff like that. It really, really made you think about things. So that's that one coat of Victorian blue. Now we're going to go and put some of the green in. And these, and we're going to be using forest green, I think. So it was really, really, yes, there's all kinds of hummingbird ones. They have over 10,000 stencils. It's really quite unbelievable how many stencils they have. And so I'm getting this forest green in here. This is forest green. We're going to get that in here. And again, every time we pick up paint, we are offloading. We'll do a bunch of shading. You have to really think about what colors you want to use on these. I have to go over, let's see, this one I want to do forest green. And this one right here. Oops, somebody's at the door. My Alexa is telling me we had to get a new Ring doorbell. I'm sure it's the kids next door wanting my grandson to come out and play. But he doesn't live here. For the longest time, the kids across the street thought that my grandson was our kid because he was here so much over the summer. That's how much they were here. Let's see. Okay, we're going to do this in that green because we're going to have 2 kinds of greens going here. So You've done it more than once. I love to do, lots of times with my morning coffee, I love to open up the Stencil Smith and look and see what is new. What new stuff that April and Pete have designed. Did you see that cute bunny? Oh my gosh, with that, the beautiful, beautiful, let's see, I want this one to be green. With the bandana, is that not the cutest little bunny? Okay, that's gonna be green, and we're gonna bring the green down here. It's just so cute. That's funny, Vicky. Yeah, they come over all the time for Brody. He comes over and he brings the neighborhood, and they're always here. I keep a steady stock of like Aldi potato chips and stuff like that for the kids. Especially in the summer because we have a pool and they like to come over and swim. And Brody likes to entertain. He's like, I'm at grandma's, living life large, right? Okay, so we're gonna get this in that green here. Okay, so now we've got, oh, that green. Yeah, that's gonna be that green too. Right there, I almost forgot that one, right there in the middle. It must be some kind of leaf or something, I'm not sure. Okay, so I think I've got everything. Hopefully I'm keeping it in the camera. And again, I'm sorry I had to turn that towards me. I could probably turn it back around. So this green here is going to be Green Lagoon. So that's going to be a whole different kind of green. This is kind of like the grass or rolling hills or something behind it. So it's kind of like an aqua green. It's very pretty. I haven't used it very much. So let's get that guy going. And we'll get him all stenciled in here. And I just keep looking to make sure that I'm getting it in the right, oh, and we got to do our dragonfly wings. I feel like that shouldn't be a tongue twister, but for some reason it is for me today. Okay, we're gonna get this guy. So the Stencil Smith, they are a company, like I said, this is their 20th year in business. They've been around, they know what they're doing. Everything's cut to order. They are the nicest people that you'd ever meet. They treat customers the way you should be treated. They really, really do. They are pretty amazing that way. When you order your stencils, they are cut to order, so they cut them and they ship them. Sometimes you get a text or not a text, but a email within like an hour, and they're like, your stuff has been shipped or the label's been created. Can't blame what the post office does. Okay, I think I have everything here done. Oh, except for the wings. So let's do the wings. Now the wings, I did decide, I don't know whether I'm gonna like it, but I did decide to go. I went with a lot of different colors. I tried a real pretty, this color, Morning Mist. I tried something else, and I ended up, I'm gonna go with this light buttermilk. It's like a white with a little bit of a yellow tint to it. And I thought it would kind of look like the glass was glowing, is what I thought. Let's get a little small brush here. And again, I haven't tried these colors other than to go through them and be like, oh, that looks like that could work. And you want to make sure you offload real nicely when you do the wings here. because you don't want to get it into those little, but to me when I did this, it kind of looked like it had that little bit of a yellow tint to it, so it almost looked like it was glowing, the wings. And the wings are so pretty, the detail where they put all these little bridges. I don't know how you design stencils, but can you imagine how much care that took to put all those little bridges in there? I would imagine it took a lot. You must be blind. What have you not been able to find, Sandy? I'm sorry. I just happened to look up. I've been looking down. My neck's gonna be. And hopefully, I'm hoping last week my internet went out. Or it was either my internet or it was Facebook. A lot of people said it was Facebook. It had been all glitchy all day. I don't know. So hopefully that does not happen today. Just know if it does and if I can't get it to reconnect, that I will start a new one up again. What color have you guys that have done it used for your wings? I had a hard time thinking about that. I was like, oof, I don't know. Oh, sometimes it's hard. Yeah. You look in the categories. They could have holidays. And you can also, like, if you're looking for something specific, like dragonflies, just put in dragonfly or dragonflies. Sometimes I'll see a phrase that I want to hear, or I would like to paint up, and I'll start typing it in, and sure enough, I'll think, because I've learned, I used to ask April, oh, do you think you could do this quote? And she'll be like, we've got it. And usually she has several variations of it. It's so funny. Jeff and I, we watch a lot of Netflix, and we watch a lot of series, like at night. We'll either watch a movie or a series. So we've got one coat on everything. So let's go back, and I think I'm safe where I can turn it towards you. White wings with coral, vintage white. Yes, a color shift paint would be beautiful. I do have a color shift paint, too, I'm pretty sure. I think that's, I don't know if that's folk art. So let's go over and do another coat. So we'll start with the blue. Let me get my blue here. That was the first one I did. I'm not going to do these in any set order of, so we'll get a second coat on these, and then we should be able to go back and do, I don't know where my blue went. Then we'll go back and we'll do the shading. And that always just makes everything pop. It really does. Just even the second coat makes a difference. But yeah, a color shift one would be really pretty. I'm going to kind of paint that blue in there. But these stained glasses, I just love them. Folk art, yeah, I think I've got some of that. But Jeff and I were watching, I go down a rabbit hole. I start talking about something, then I read a comment, or I have to say something about what I'm doing, and I forget what I was talking about a lot. Thank goodness. Usually the girls that are on here are like, this is what you were talking about, or, you know, they remind me. But we were watching, there was a movie on Netflix. It was LBJ, and we hadn't seen it. And it was funny because they had President Kennedy on there, and he was saying the quote. He started to say it, and I'm like, oh, I have that. I finished it for him. It was the one, oh my gosh, it was, now I can't think of, it was, we do these things not because they're easy, but because they're hard, I think, or that's the gist of it. But it was really funny to be watching something and be like, oh, you know, there it was. I'd never heard it before, but I had bought it because I really liked it. You know, sometimes you like to challenge your stuff on things. But it was a very good movie. Have you ever done... Yes, it's a really, really good quote, Angelia. I think it's pretty. Clear so it could be put on a window. You could do that. I've done that before. And even Deco Arts, I've been meaning to buy it. But they have leading and they have stained glass paint that's made specifically for glass. So let's go and make sure I get the right brush. I'm pretty sure this is the pink and not the coral, because the pink and coral is very close. So this is that, what is that? Cotton candy. And we're gonna go around and get those nice and dark. And the second coat always goes much quicker. It's like anything, you know, trying to figure out. Boy, the neighbor boys, they must be right outside my garage on that side of the garage playing. And they're yelling at each other. Hopefully you guys aren't hearing that. I am. Yeah, so we had a nice weekend. I can't remember the last time we went to a movie. It was a weird movie. I'm not going to lie, but it was pretty fun. It was also pretty fun. Okay, so now we're going to do the pink over here. But it really does make you think. Thank you. A number of words, but not believe. Thank you, Dorothy. He was. I remember my mom was very invested in that. You know, she was very, it's so funny because, you know, everybody, you look at stuff like that or you watch a period piece from like the 60s. And I mean, I'm the first one who I'm like, I like my pajama pants and I like sweatpants and I like leggings. And I love now that jean has the stretch jeans, blue jeans have the stretchy stuff in them. I gave away all my jeans that did not have any stretchy stuff in them because I'm just not wearing that ever. Ever, ever, ever. Like, oh my gosh. But everybody dressed so nicely and they wore hats and gloves and just, and my mom was really, really into that. I think she had like the little, I think they called it a pillbox hat that Jackie Kennedy wore and the fashions of the time. My mom was a very, very sharp dresser. Very beautiful. And then, you know, things change and things are more casual now. And I mean, I'm not saying I want to go back to that, but I think it's fun. It's really pretty. So let's get this dragonfly all nice and pinked in here. And we'll get the flower. It's all about comfort. Yes. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? But they sure did dress beautiful. Just with such style and such, I would never want to have to do that. Could you imagine? So I was telling Jeff, I said, that would not fly here in Chardon, Ohio, because I see we have a large Amish community here. And so I see the Amish girls, and they always wear dresses, even in the winter. Well, they never wear slacks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they have to be so cold. And I'm guessing they're used to it, but that would be like a no. Like I have the long coat on and all the things that keep me warm. So I couldn't imagine going out like in heels and a dress when it's really, really cold. I just can't even imagine. I forgot to put some pink there, so I'll have to do that. Hopefully this yellow is not too bright. I almost went with baby duck, but then I felt like it was too muted, but it might have been a better choice. Like I said, I don't know. I haven't done this. So when I pull it, it's going to be a surprise to me as well. The whole thing. You know, I had a post the other day about something, about name something from the 60s that was not, hi Catherine, that's not around today. And there were a lot of, you know, like a rotary telephone, I think was what I had thought of, you know, phone books. And I was thinking, I remember my grandma, she always, and I remember when she was finally allowed to wear, like, I don't know when that happened, but it had to be, it might have been after my grandpa died, because my mom could never wear slacks until she got married. Is that coral? I think we're going to make that not coral anyhow. And yeah, that's going to be a sunny day. But I can remember my grandma. Do you remember those clear rain bonnets they had? They folded up and they kept them in their purse. And I have this old chest that was my mom's, and she has like her saddle shoes in them. It's just old stuff. My dad's old gym shorts, my grandpa's black lung papers, like all the stuff that's important to be passed down, or at least to me. My mom was big in genealogy, back when genealogy was a lot harder, like you had to actually drive from place to place and get stuff. I think I need to do here, here, and up here as well. But those clear rain bonnets, but there's those clear rain bonnets in there too, and I had forgotten all about them, and I was going through it with my grandson the other day, and I thought how neat that was. I don't even know, I doubt they still make them, I don't know. But I think everybody's grandmother probably had one, and you know, they got their hair set like once a week. It's just funny how things change. I just put a ball cap on when it's raining typically. Okay, I think I got all the yellow, so let's do some coral. Let me find my coral brush here. But what do you remember, perhaps, that, you know, everything is also, you know, instant, you know, you order it from Amazon and it's just here. I mean, I don't even like to shop for my groceries anymore. I have Walmart delivery. Okay, let's get this coral on here. I might have to do a third coat of this coral. It's definitely kind of translucent, but a lot of it is the paint kind of separated. So it's kind of got that little bit of oil that's like thinned it down in it. It's a pretty color though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back over that one. Okay, so let's get our greens. Let's see, get that green. I think that's the forest green. We'll do that next. We'll start down here. And this is that little place right there where I said you might have to hold it down. If there's not a bridge connecting something, sometimes you do have to be careful around it because it could lift up. Oh, let's see. Am I running out of things to talk about? Green stamps. Yes, green stamps. I still have some of my grandma's that she never spent. They're in little books. It's in that chest. My dad's dog tags are in there. He was in the Army and in Vietnam. I have all these letters that these servicemen, when my mom was, my dad was in Vietnam, and she got the, I guess it would be the address of where every boy was stationed in Logan County, West Virginia, which is where I'm from, and my mom was from, my mom and dad. And she wrote every single boy a letter in Vietnam, and I have all the letters that they were so happy to receive mail from somebody back home, that they were just thrilled, you know, and could they say hello to their mom or their sister or their girlfriend or their wife. It's really something to read through. The grandkids like that too. Writing letters, that's something we really don't do anymore. We send emails or text messages. I don't do Christmas cards anymore. I did that for years and years and years. Does anybody do Christmas cards anymore? Oh, the Sears Christmas catalog. That's right, Sherry. How fun was that to get? Oh my gosh, I can remember we'd lay down and look at it together because we'd each, there were 4 of us, but Heather was too little. But the 2 younger ones, we'd all want to look at it the minute it came in the mail, the Sears catalog or the JCPenney catalog, but the Sears was the best one. That was so fun, and make your little wish list. It was funny, this year they send an Amazon one out now. Let's see if that's that color. I gotta make sure. No. I gotta find my one, this Green Lagoon, which one he is. Okay, that's that one. And I need to get my brown. I think that's the brown there. No, that's coral. Huh. How do I not have a brown? Huh. That's the buttermilk. Okay, that's so weird. I don't know where my brown brush is at. Okay, so let's get this Green Lagoon. I think it's Green Lagoon in here. We're going to get these guys. And then we'll do a couple little, I think, coats on this yellow. And then probably got to do this blue and the wings. The yellow. Oh, the yellow might be okay. But a couple of them are a little watery looking. I like this Green Lagoon. This is really pretty. I don't know that I've used this before. It's a really pretty color. Yeah, but I used to do, I don't know, probably 50, more than 50 maybe. Christmas cards. Matter of fact, I was shocked the other day. I think a first class postage stamp, how much is it now? April probably knows. I think it's like about 70 cents or something like that, because I had to send a letter out, and I had ran out of stamps, and they're all forever stamps, so I never pay attention. And it'd been a long time since I bought stamps, and I think they're like 70 cents or 70 some odd cents for a first class stamp now. I was like, what? I thought they were like 50 cents. I don't know. 78 cents. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at that. I mean, just the postage there, if you send out like 50 cards or 100 cards, I know I used to send out about 50 at least. Okay, we need to do the blue and the wings and the brown yet. So we'll do the wings, because right here is the little, and I might grab a little bit of that color shift and put over this light buttermilk, because it's translucent, but it's a real pretty shiny, like kind of color. And I know I have some right down in here, something that's light like the pearl or something like that. I think would be pretty to put over it. You remember 4 cents. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I can remember 20 cents for a long time. Maybe 15 cents. I don't know. I used to write my cousin and my grandma and grandpa all the time until they moved, till my grandpa died, and my grandma moved from West Virginia to Ohio and lived with us. But yeah, I mean, everything has to go up. It's just the way it is. But I have to say, I was really shocked. I was like, huh. It had been a while, because like I said, I don't mail that many letters, because I pay everything online, or, you know, you just don't pay bills. I don't know, does anybody really pay bills? No, it doesn't, does it? 4 cents for postcards. But it's not terrible, like you said, for over the years. It was just a little shock to my sensibilities, because I feel like, I don't know if I left a brown brush laying out, but I'll have to get another brush. I don't know what I did with it. Let's see. You know what? I think I put it in the water. I don't know why I did that. So let's get this brown. We got to do the brown and the blue, and I just want to do another coat of this coral, and I think a little bit of yellow down here. There, that looks much better, this second coat. I think I got to do a pink there too. And then we'll start all of our shading, which is where the wow factor really I just don't know. I'm not digging that yellow, I don't think. I feel like it's too bright for this. I'm not liking that. Okay, let me find my coral brush. Oh, my blue brush. Let's do blue. And let's try this again. Let's try and finish this up. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. So let's do this coral here. We're going to do this one more time because that was so thin, and then we're going to highlight. So I'm sorry. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. I know this is going long, but I do think I'm going to change that yellow. I'm not happy with that yellow, guys. And I'm going to change it to baby duck. Just real quick, it'll just take one coat. I'm sorry, I know this is already going long. Let me get a new brush. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I guess it's my internet. I'm not sure. It's embarrassing. And again, I'm so sorry. So I'm doing this baby duck over it. This is what I was initially going to go with, and I changed my mind at the last time, and I'm not happy with that yellow. So this is baby duck. And again, I will post all the colors after the live. I like this better. I was not digging that baby duck. So let's get this done. I'm glad you have sound. Yeah, I don't know, like my internet, I had, when it went out, I had the full, like, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4. It wasn't even like I had bad bars or anything like that. So I don't know why it's doing this. So like I said, again, I apologize. I appreciate you being so roll with it. It definitely makes a live like this longer though, when you have to sit there and be like, hey, is anybody still there? And then reconnect a couple times, and it makes it harder when I go to transfer it on to YouTube. I haven't even done last week's because it was in 2 parts, because I have to put the 2 videos together after I download them. Okay, so we did that baby duck over that, so just 1 coat, and I do like that better. And I still think I'm going to do 1 more coat of this coral. It's just not... there we go. And I'm going to look at the color shift real quick in my drawer. And maybe do... oops, that's pink. I forgot I needed to do a pink there. There, that's better. 4th time's the charm with the coral. And let me get the pink right here, that cotton candy, I think it is. I didn't do a 2nd coat on that. Okay. And let me see, I know I have some color shift, I think, like right... no, that's... no, that's silver. I don't think I have any, like... oh, here we go. We have some pearl. This is pearl satin. So I am going to put a little coat of this over it. This is Deco Arts Pearl. And I'm going to put this, well, it's all coming out oil. This may not even be good. It's been in here so long. Yeah, I like baby. The color, the brown was... raw sienna, and I will be, okay, there we go. So I'm going to get my little brush, and I'm going to dip in that, and I'm going to do, see what a pretty, like, sheen that is there. I'm going to do a little over top of that buttermilk. And it will just give it kind of a metallic look to it. And I think that's going to be really pretty, like a pearl metallic. They do have folk art like color shift paint, and it shifts depending how you're looking at it or how the sign is. So I think this pearl is going to be really, really pretty over this light buttermilk. And it's pretty translucent. Like if you just put it on by itself. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. And I think my cattails are brown enough. I might do one more little coat of those. And then we're gonna start doing all of our shading, which is really gonna make this pop. I'm gonna get a different plate because I've got so many colors going on there. And we're gonna start with some Joyful Pink. So Joyful Pink, Deco Arts. And I'm gonna get it out on here. And we'll get, I should probably get like, okay, we're gonna get this size, which is the 1/4 inch brush. And we're gonna offload that. And we're gonna start like just dry brushing around the edges of this cotton candy. There's like no rhyme or reason. You put it where you want to put it. But it really makes that lighter color under it. The shading is what makes it pop for the stained glass. What did she put on top of the wings? Okay, and I will list these in a separate post. It's this. This is what I used. Deco Arts, and I'm on a time delay here. But Deco Arts, Pearl. So Deco Arts Pearl. It's Extreme Sheen. Extreme Sheen. Their gold is really pretty too. Their Extreme Gold Sheen. So just anywhere there's pink, I'm going in with this, where there's this cotton candy, I'm going in with this Joyful Pink. This is my favorite little pink for doing cheeks and stuff like that, noses on the gnomes. It's a really, really pretty, is that coral? I think I got half of that coral and half of it pink. But it really, really looks pretty. So do you guys like the baby duck better then? And most Deco Art paint now, I know Hobby Lobby doesn't carry it. I just order mine straight from Deco. Like if I go to Michael's, I'll get some, but they don't have everything. So I just order it straight from Deco Arts. So is everything going good? No buffering, nothing right now. See, oh, we got to get and I'm going to make this him mostly Joyful Pink with just pops of that little bit of pink underneath. And then I have to do my little flower here. Do that, and I'm gonna come down here. And if you don't like something, when you pull it, you can put it over it and you can blend some more pink in. If you think you've gotten too much, blend some of that lighter pink in. And the wings, I am going to blend probably around the tips. And like in the middle here. The middle. With this joyful pink. And I'm going to do it on the blue one here too. Oh, those look so pretty. Those look beautiful. Okay, so let's go and get my blue, this Victorian blue, and I'm going to use that to shade this guy. And again, I'm going to be mostly, I'm just leaving little dabs of that light blue underneath there. And I want to go around this blue with it, this lighter blue, this whispering turquoise. And it's always nice, like if you do it on the edges. Let's see, I put my blue over here. And this is the fun part. When you do all this shading, it all comes together. I don't know why they stopped carrying it, but it's so, I know it's so disappointing. It's like, oh, because I love their paint. I really do. So you can order it from Deco Arts. And I think $50 usually gets you free shipping. Which for me, yeah, I mean, it's more expensive than it is at Michael's. So what I do is I just keep a cart going. And sometimes if you keep a cart going, it sends you a coupon for like 10% off if you keep a cart going. And I add the colors that I can't get at Michael's because it is much cheaper at Michael's. So I was going to do the blue there. On this blue here, I'm going to do purple. I always like to do a purple on that blue. So we're going to get some purple iris here. And we could probably use that size. And this is where these smaller 1/8 inch brushes or the 1/4 inch, like these little, even micro ones will come in so handy for this shading. So nice. And if you did sprinkle before, you don't have to sprinkle. I'm hoping April's on here. I haven't seen her, but I haven't been looking up. Gives us an old person discount. Ooh, how old do you have to be? Used only one of them. And you have like 60 bottles of paint. I didn't know that. How old do you have to be for the old people discount? I want to know. The darker blue is Victorian blue. Victorian blue. I really, really like this. I've used this a lot. So I want to know 60. Okay, she's on. Good. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out what's going on. I don't know if this is a Facebook thing or it's my, because like I said, my internet, even now, I've got full And it's just like me and my dad here. My dad, he's just reading his Kindle. He's not even on the internet. He's trying to read his Kindle. He had some eye problems. He's listening to audiobooks now, really, more than anything. But it shouldn't have been an issue. So I am sorry. Now I'm really paranoid about next week. And it seems like it was about right at the same time, like that. It was over an hour into my last live when this happened. And I love doing this purple iris with this blue. It looks so pretty. Okay, so now we got to do the green, and I'm going to do a lighter green with that. I have this foliage green, teacher and military. Is the military a veterans discount or active military? Because I've got 2 veterans in my house. Poor Jeff has to go shopping with me when I know there's a veterans discount. He goes to Lowe's with me. Michael's also honors. Oh, really? 15% off? I didn't know that, Sharon. That is awesome. Okay, so this is this foliage green, and I'm going to be putting it on the forest green. So this green here. I'm going to be putting it on. And like I said, there's no like you know, there's no right or wrong for this. Just do it, and hopefully you get something you like. What are we moving up on? Oh my gosh, we're coming up on 6. We may not be able to do much show and tell today because it's really running long. I'm sorry, girls. This is just a long one, and I appreciate everybody who's hung with me and come back. Both veterans and full. Hobby Lobby will eventually be getting... Really? Well, that stinks. And what's sad is they've come around and they've put like, I mean, pretty much they put Joann's out of business, I would have to say. I don't know if that's why, but like we had a nice big Joann's here, which is much nicer than our Michael's. And it's gone now, like all of them. I think all of them are gone. Okay, so let's get this on. I'm glad Jeff, it was warm enough today. I'm like, guess what, Jeff? You're grilling tonight. So he went out and made salmon a little bit ago. I could smell it cooking on the grill. Okay, and I'm just like adding this, dry brushing it. We got to do this color, which I'm doing with a Mystic Teal. This is a new one I just got, Mystic Teal. I can't either, Bonnie. I'm excited. I hope it looks good. I'm like, oh. So this Mystic Teal is really, really a pretty color. And I'm going to be highlighting this Green Lagoon with that, or shading it. And I'm just kind of going in the corners here. It's a really, really pretty, like blue-green. Oh, well, I'm trying to go really fast here because I just looked at my watch and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I will try to figure out what's going on. I don't know what's going on, if it's my internet or if it's just weird that it was about the same. It was like an hour into it, just like the last one. Okay. Let's see, I have to shade the yellow and the coral. So the coral I'm going to shade with this bright salmon. So bright salmon, speaking of salmon, I'm going to be shading the edges with that. And then I have to figure out something for my baby duck because I did go, the one I had picked for that yellow is not going to work. Okay, so let's get a little bit of, and I'm just getting that on my brush and, you know, wiping it off. And like I said, if you don't like it, you can always go back in with some of your original color and, oh, I gotta shade the cattails too. But when you shade them, that's what gives it that, ooh, I forgot to shade that little pink piece there too. And a little piece there. Let's see, did I get all the coral? Oh, nope, down here. Just like I missed that square earlier. You girls were telling me, like, you missed it. I found it eventually. So we need to shade these, and I did pull out some espresso. I don't know if that's going to be dark enough. But let's see. I'm going to have a lot of brushes to clean, girls. I think that's dark enough. You could even go a little bit darker if you wanted. I'm going to do a second little. I do need something a little darker. It's not quite dark enough. Let's hold on. Let's do traditional burnt umber. So this is traditional burnt umber. I'm gonna have to remember. There we go. That's a little darker. I think that's gonna be better. There. That shows more of a shaded difference. Okay, and we're gonna get a dark yellow here, I think. Marigold. Oof, I don't like that. Okay, I'm gonna do this deep ochre, I think. We're gonna give that a shot and see how that looks. This is deep ochre. Hold on a minute, guys. This is this one is not mixed up enough at all. Let me see if there's something even darker. We might try this one. Salted caramel. Sometimes that separates. Okay, that one's good. That's just a little bit darker. We're going to try that one. We're just getting that in all the little corners. So are we ready for spring forward pretty soon? That's got to be coming up pretty soon. I was thinking about that the other day because the batteries went on one of my my fire detectors, and so I just decided to change them all because it was so close. Oh, thank you, Dorothy. I can't wait to see it either. I'm getting just a little bit more of this salted caramel on here. I think I've got them all. Okay, guys, I think I got everything. But I am going to add a little bit more of that. Burnt umber, traditional burnt umber. Okay, so I think we're ready to reveal. I hope it looks good. You're not ready for spring. I know you don't. You like the colder weather, Angelia. I think we need to trade places. Okay, I'm excited to see what this looks like. Oh. Oh, wow. I think it looks pretty good. I did have some bleeds on my wings up here, and I think it's where I used the pearl paint and I didn't offload enough. But that's a me fault, which I can clean up with a toothpick right there. So what do you think? Do you like that? Oh, I really like it a lot. I'm very happy with that. I had so many colors going on. I'm telling you, I was a little nervous about the reveal. I was like, ooh, I don't know. But I think it turned out really beautiful. But you can see, now see, I mess up too, but right up here, I did have some bleed. So I'll go back with a toothpick and I'll just take a toothpick and kind of scrape it out there. But that's my fault. It's where I went over it with this, and like I said, you know you can feel it, and I almost knew when I went over it. When I went over it with that sheen, the extreme sheen, this one right here. the Decor Arts Extreme Sheen. So when I went over that, I didn't offload it enough, and it bled. I can still feel it's wet, but I really like it a lot. But look at where it didn't bleed. Like, look at those wings, how pretty they are. It's just absolutely, I'm very, very happy with that. Like I said, I wasn't, when I was getting it on, I was like, oh my goodness. It does look so much better, doesn't it, Teresa? It's like you're just not sure. You're like, wait a minute. So